Cody Mapes is on the SportsCage. Did Dad Cliff ever play any good April Fool's jokes on you back in the day, Cody?
No, he's too uptight for April Fools.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I always thought Cliff was a little kind of loose. Good night last night, right, for you guys. We predicted here on the cage, like we thought this one's gonna go 7. You guys find a way to get her done last night traveling. The series go as expected for you from your lens?
You know what? I think if we kind of had to make a prediction, it was probably pretty close. I wouldn't have expected, having to win 3 games in their rink to get it done in 6. But at the end of the day, we won 4 out of 5 in that rink this year. So obviously pretty comfortable there. The game 5, we probably didn't put our best foot forward and kind of let one slip away at home in front of a big crowd. But either way, it was good to be able to wrap it up there.
Did you learn a lot about some of the guys on the team through this series and then going into the next series?
Yeah, absolutely. Like every year we kind of talk to our guys about like, hey, this is, this 2 weeks or a month or 2 months, however long this is going to go for. Guys develop so much. Like they develop more in this 2 to 6 weeks than they do in probably half a season, just with really dialing in on systems and details and overcoming adversity, whether it be playing 6 games in 11 days or whatever it is. Like guys, if that's the beginning of February, guys don't really push through like they do here in March. And so it's good to see kind of the rubber meet the road here and see who can pull through.
That's funny you bring that up, because I think that's true in any hockey, right? Watching minor hockey, even watching Bantam this year, it's like, well, these 3 weeks, like some of these kids grew so much and dialed it in, like you said. Goaltending, always key in the playoffs. How did you feel you guys fared there?
Well, that's, what, you give me 3 chances to win 1 game with Angelo Zoll, and I'll take that against anybody. I think he would probably say he left a little meat on the bone in game 5. And when I kind of saw him walking around, I knew he was going to be good in game 6. And if it weren't for a little bit of a botched icing call, he probably gets a shutout in game 6. But he was unbelievable for us. I thought the guys, we took some time to settle in. Like this is a group here that a lot of guys have never won a playoff series, and so we needed our guy back there to let us settle in, and he did that for us. And the second half of the game, we kind of just started to take over. Our depth kind of allowed us to play some pretty good minutes down the stretch.
When I look at the box score from last night's game, first thing when I was reading it this morning, I was like, ooh, it kind of gets greasy in that 10 seconds left, and at the 20 marks, spearing penalty on the other side. Is that a moment, one of those ones as a coach where you're like, don't no one gets suspended here?
Well, it was getting a little hairy there, and I saw their big boy on their other bench get one leg over the boards, and I went, this might get real hairy. But no, it was good. You know what? It was a passionate series. They've got some real good players on their team that care a lot, and that's all that was coming out at the end. It's a little bit of frustration on their part, and we buckled down the last minute and a half there to make things hard on them, and so I don't put any thought into that too much. It was just good competitiveness.
How do you think you match up against Flin Flon?
You know what? They're the top of the league. They've been the top of the league for a long time. Mike's done a real good job. They've played in 3 league finals in a row. I think we match up okay. It'll be, again, we didn't actually match up real well against Battleford if you look at the regular season. So, I mean, that stuff doesn't matter. We've only played Flin Flon once since the beginning of November, and it was an overtime game that ended in a 3-on-3, so you won't see that. And so, I like their goaltending. They can score at will at times, it seems, and they've got the Whitney Forum behind them. So I mean, we're gonna have to make sure that we're dialed in and our emotions are in check. And so, this is going to be another big learning curve here moving forward.
That's what I was just going to say. You're going to learn more now about some of those guys, especially the younger guys going up their second round of the playoffs, having to play in the Whitney, which is like their 7th skater.
Yeah, I've never been there in the playoffs either. I've heard I've heard all the horror stories too, but you know what? It's going to be fun. You don't get to play in a place like that every year in the playoffs, and so we're excited about it. And it's another challenge, another step in the right direction. So
Yeah, right on, Cody. Well, thanks for making some time today and doing this. Really looking forward to how the next round transpires, and yeah, you guys will be putting some miles on heading north. Best of luck.
thanks, man.
Right on.